Niharika and back with a new lesson for you. Today we are going to look at teen slang words. Well, these days, teenagers and their informal language. Well, I really get confused. So I'm sure this lesson is pretty helpful for the mommies and daddies who are parenting teenagers. You know, at times, if your son or your daughter says something and you have no idea what he or she just said. So, you know, certain informal words that they use and which we really don't know. Well, this lesson would really help you to understand what they mean. Also, this lesson is for all those teenagers who would like to brush up on their slang words. So let's have a look. The first one that I have for you is ace. Ace, what does it really mean? Well, it means something that is really great or very skillful. So a friend of yours comes and says, hey, how was the concert or how was the gig? Oh, well, it was ace. So this means it was great. You know, they played so skillfully and they were just so amazing. So you would use the word ace, okay? Then the next one that I have for you is blast. Now, you know, at times when you are having a great time, a great experience, you really feel good about the time that you just spent. This means that you had a blast. So someone comes and asks you, hey, how was your trip? Oh, we girls had a blast. So this means you had a great experience, you had such a great time. So, alright, so you feel good about spending the time, so you had a blast. The third one that I have for you is cheesy. So it has two spellings, either C-H-E-E-S-Y or that's the second one, C-H-E-E-S-E-Y, okay? So cheesy, what does cheesy mean? Well, cheesy means something of very low quality, not very stylish, not of your taste. You can say, well, the motel rooms were pretty cheesy, so probably they didn't have good beds, or the room was not clean, or it was not stylish. Oh, that was so cheesy. Okay, so this means it was of low quality. So either low quality or something that was not stylish. You know, these days teenagers are pretty particular about what they like and what they don't. So something that they don't like, they would say, oh, this is so cheesy, okay? The next one that I have is dork. Have you heard that before? Well, I'm sure you have, maybe in the movies or in TV soaps. You know, you are such a dork. So what does dork really mean? Well, dork means a person who is socially inept or socially very awkward, you know. He has like odd interests or something that really doesn't fascinate you, or socially it's not appreciated. For example, you are a bunch of friends sitting in a canteen or a cafeteria, and y'all are discussing about a trip. So I went here, we had a blast, the place was ace, okay, we had such a great time. And then this person who is really socially awkward or socially inept would say something really silly, would say, oh, walking the woods, I really collected so many worms and insects. That's weird. Okay, so you would call such a person a dork. Hey buddy, you are such a dork. Okay, so that's what dork means. A socially awkward or inept person. Okay, has very odd and silly interests and doesn't really care what someone else would think about him or her. Okay. Then the next one I have for you is goof off. So goof off is to waste time or to play around in a very silly manner. Like, hey you, stop goofing around, okay? So either it's goof off or you can say goof around. So, well, those boys were goofing around after their class or after their school. So probably they're just wasting time. They're done with their school, they're done with their classes, but just, you know, playing around in a very silly manner outside their school. So you would say stop goofing around, okay? The next one I have for you is hang out. Now hang out is again wasting time aimlessly, spending time with someone aimlessly. So this is a pretty common slang used by most of them when you say, oh, I'm just hanging out with him. Hey mom, I'll be late, I'm hanging out with John. So, which means you're just wasting time and aimlessly, like there's nothing much to do, but you're just hanging out with that person. Maybe you really like that person and you are hanging out with him, okay? So, to roam about, that's the correct English, but whereas if you have to use the slang, then you would say hang out. And the seventh one that I have for you is a hickey. Your friends keep teasing you. What's that mark on your neck? Or what's that mark on your arm? Is that a hickey? So what does hickey really mean? Well, a love bite. So maybe you're messing around with your boyfriend or with your girlfriend and you end up having a mark on your neck or on your arm. This means it's a love bite. And a slang used for a love bite is a hickey. So the next day, if your friends come and say you, hey, is that a hickey on your arm? Then you know that they have kind of figured it out that it's a love bite on your arm. So these are a couple of slangs. Now let's have a look at some more. So here are some more teen slang words for you. So the next one that I have for you is janky. And what does janky mean? Well, janky is something which is really old or maybe something which is of very inferior quality. So maybe you're getting late and you're like, hey mom, I'm getting late. So mom says, why don't you drive my car? Oh mom, I really don't want to use your janky car. So maybe this boy is really embarrassed about the old car that his mom has. So janky really means something which is old or something of very low inferior quality. Okay? The next one that I have for you is lame. Oh, that's so lame. So what does lame mean? You know, many people say that. That's lame or that's so lame. Well, lame means just plain stupid or uninspired. Or something which is extremely boring. So maybe I cracked a joke and my friend says, oh Niharika, that's so lame. So something which was really boring and she really didn't like it. So that's when she uses the word or the slang lame, alright? The next one I have for you is make out. Now make out means to engage in a sexual activity. Oh, I saw them making out on the couch last night. So rather than saying that I saw her having sex last night, you are saying, using the slang make out. So I saw her making out on the couch last night. Okay? So someone who engages himself or herself in a sexual activity is making out or to make out. All right. Then we have that sucks. "Oh, that really sucks." So that sucks is a very sincere expression of sympathy. So usually teenagers or young kids don't really say, "Oh, that's so sad," or "I'm sorry, I feel bad." They would not be so formal. Their informal slang would be, "Oh, that sucks. I failed my tests. That really sucks." Okay, so that's how they would express their sympathy. Now at times, many people do not like some things, okay? Maybe the food is not cooked right or something that you really don't like. That is also when these young kids or teenagers would use the word sucks. "Oh, this food really sucks." So this means it tastes bad, okay? So this is also another way that you would use this slang. The next one I have is a zit. What is a zit? All the teenagers, especially girls, hate zit. And zit is a pimple. I have a zit. So right before, they really appear right before you are having a special date, or maybe you are having this big party, or maybe a family reunion, and poor you, there appears a bad pimple on your face, an ugly one, a real dirty looking pimple. So usually girls prefer using the word zit, okay? So they don't really say, "Oh, there's a pimple." They would say, "Oh, there's a zit on my face. Oh, I'm so angry, I'm so upset," okay? So that is zit. And the next one that I have for you is zonged out. "Oh, I am so zonged out," which means, in fact, it has two meanings. The first one is, I am so tired, I'm so exhausted. So that is when I would say, "Oh, I'm totally zonged out." Or it also means that I'm so drunk, okay? So you're in a party, or maybe you're gone clubbing, or you're at the bar and you are totally drunk. You would say, "Oh, I am so zonged out right now." So two meanings to it. The first one is you are exhausted, you are so tired. And the second one is that you are so drunk. And then the last slang that I have for you is blitzed. So what does that mean? Well, it also means that you are totally drunk. So if you are drunk, you can say, "I'm zonged out," or you can say, "I am so blitzed tonight." Okay, so you are so drunk. So these are the most common slang words used by the teenagers these days. So if you didn't know what they really mean, I hope this lesson will be helpful to you. I'll be back with a new lesson soon. Till then, you take care and have a great day.